I'm out in the freestall barn right here in group 2. The milkers are working at the afternoon milking, so the cows are out right now. So these mats we put in a year and a half ago, I made a video of it. These are Mayo mats, and they're working pretty good for us. But one thing that's happening is as the cows are using them, they're stretching a little bit, and they're actually out past the concrete curb a little bit now. And the problem with that is when we come through with bedding, we'll catch it with the tire of our skid loader and it'll kind of lift them up. When they keep getting lifted up, it's easier for bedding and things to sneak in underneath them and work their way under. So we'd like to trim these back an inch or something. Just gonna have to take a utility knife along here and cut them back. And I'm not sure if we're gonna lift them up and clean them out or not. There's a little bit of wood shavings in there. One thing you can get with these mats is like a metal piece that goes in between each one that you can fasten them down a little bit better. We didn't do that, we just fastened them in the front. That's how the old mats were in this barn, the original mats we'd put in, and that kind of worked fine for us. We quick went through and got all the shavings out from underneath. Now these can sit flat again. And from what we found in the past is if we keep them cut back far enough, it won't get built up underneath. Can't quite cut through the whole way. Yeah. One shot. Now we got a good inch or so at the back of the beds. On the front side of this pen, we put the same mats in at the same time. But the only thing was we kept these back an extra inch or so, and it's actually made quite a bit of difference. There's hardly any shavings building up between them. So we should have done that on the back side, but hopefully now they won't get shavings back in. They're a little warped because of what was packed under them before. My dad went to get the skid loader. We need to bed up the calves in here. I'll go ahead and shovel it in once he gets here. I've had people ask why we don't use the shaving scoop to just blow shaving straight into the pens. The reason I don't want to do that is because it would just make a dusty mess. It would blow bedding all over the calves. They wouldn't like the dust. And it would get bedding in the water and feed buckets. I prefer to just shovel it. It's a little bit more work, but I think the calves appreciate it. In my last video, you saw my dad was painting that metal plate. That's to go right here. We're gonna get that out of the shop now. It's dried and everything, so we'll move it up, put it in place. That thing's not very light. Pretty. All the rest of the pits have aluminum covers on them, which are nice and lightweight and they don't rust, but this one had to be heavier steel because we run feed out right here in the front wheel of the tire. And the front wheel of the tractor comes out, a lot of times drives over this plate a little bit. We got a few cows to chase up to the pre-fresh pen from the dry cow barn. This barn's starting to get empty now. We had a lot of cows due in the last month. There's only 18 head in here right now. I went and printed out this list. We were doing vaccinations this morning. I figured we should get called after with the heifer vaccinations as well. It's actually the same vaccine for the BVD virus and other things. Got a list of 33 here that need it, so we're gonna tie in a bunch of them. I try to do this every month, but I haven't done it since October or November, so I'm definitely due to do it again. Okay, we're ready once we have the heifers caught. $29. We got all the vaccinations done. So this first pen are the ones that come out of the calf barn, and we have these headlocks, which are nice for catching them. What we like to do is just take the bars off of these when we're not using them as headlocks so that they have some more space to stick their head through. And then once we get farther along there, we just let them in because they learn how to use them right. Go ahead and enter all these in the computer. The computer tracks everything with the vaccines. So as long as we enter them, then we know what's going on. If we don't enter them, then it doesn't help us at all, but we keep after it pretty good. It's after 3 o'clock now. It's almost time for me to mix feed for the cows. I'm just gonna take a little bit of a break and then we'll get on that. I was very happy my dad got me this new basketball for Christmas. Oh no, that's gonna go out in the mud. But yeah, my old basketball treated me well for a lot of years, but it, as you can see, it's flat junk. But I've always wondered what this rattle is all about. It's got a rattle to it. I think we gotta cut her open and see what's inside of here, you know what I mean? No way. This is chocolate milk from the company we sell our milk to. It's good stuff. This may be the last video you see me mix and feed with this Triolet mixer. We have another one ordered. It'll probably be here in the next week or two. I'm not sure exactly when, but I'm excited to switch it out. This thing's ready to be replaced. Batch for the drag house first. It's a smaller batch, so instead of taking the mixer out to the bunk, I just haul a scoop or two into the down here where the mixer is, because I was here to get the hay and everything for the mix. Just going up to 1600 today. Not as many drag cows anymore. When it gets kind of warm like this in January, we just get this on the driveways. It's just a muddy mess. Try to keep it cleaned up, but it just seems to get like this no matter what we do. It's kind of nice when it gets cold enough that it freezes up and it feels dry anyway. Even if it is wet, it's just frozen. I'm working on the milking cow batch now. I'm just gonna go down to the feed room. We'll get some forages out of the silo, some mineral, and then head out to the bunker silos. I'm just about done feeding. I was running the mixer full throttle. Just stopped it here. There's 200 pounds left in the mixer. And just see how much sits on top of those augers. That's with me running as fast as I can possibly run it. This is one thing I'm not gonna miss about this mixer. So I'll show you what we've been doing for the last 8 or 10 years since we had this mixer to get more of that feed out. slamming it around like that, we're able to get it down probably about 100 pounds on there, but there's always 100 pounds left, so we zero off the scales and that's what we see at zero. So yeah, the new mixer we're gonna get is gonna have 2 gears on it, so it'll just go a lot faster once we turn into second gear at the end when we want to empty it out. All right, I appreciate you guys watching, and we'll see you later.